Hey, podcast listener, welcome to Classroom Brew. The podcast where you're going to feel like, hey, are these my teachers? At a bar? Talking about everything? Yeah. Actually. Yeah.
Oh, are we starting?
Let's do it. You ready?
Yeah. Do you have to do like the? Oh, this is the podcast. This is what.
Let's hear your take on it. So pretend we hit record right now. Let's hear your.
Oh God, what are you called?
Classroom Brew.
Yeah. What was the better one that I came
What's
up
up,
with?
listeners? Teacher Brew.
Teacher Brew.
Not even teachers, just one teacher. That's what she got. I don't know, man. It's one episode of Teacher Brew, but we've got 71 episodes of Classroom Brew. I don't know. The record. Let's
no,
hear
it sounded better. It sounded better when I was doing it, when I said Teacher Brew. Because I think, well, it's closer to Witch's Brew than Classroom Brew, I guess, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Classroom Brew. I'm sure you've listened to every single episode up to this point, so you're excited to see, once again, your favorite recurring character. I am Mr. here with the second worst teacher that I've ever worked with the podcast, Mr. over here. And now we can use none of this.
Yeah, we'll bleep all that in post, yeah. It's just going to be 2 minutes of the whole time. Yeah, that's pretty good. You didn't plug any social media, but that's okay. You got to pander nowadays.
Okay. So Classroom Brew can be found given out by people at bus stops.
He's doing good so far, folks. He's doing good.
And it can also be found on
it's a par 4.
Scrawled on bathroom walls in the seediest of bars.
I'm sure. I just start getting stickers now and putting them there. That would actually be a good one. No, this is episode 71 of Classroom Brew. Welcome back to the podcast. Tell people about it. Cool. Rate and review. Anywhere you listen to your favorite podcast, that's where you can reach us. You can also, if you want to reach out, classroombrew@gmail.com or the handle at classroombrew on social media. That's the shortened version. Because I don't know, I couldn't top Adam's attempt on that after 2 minutes of bleeping names and such. That was close.
I keep forgetting that we have to be anonymous.
Yeah, well, somewhat. I mean, I'm doing video podcasts, not this episode, because I'm lazy. Sorry, Brian, but it makes it a little less anonymous. I thought about redoing the logo. Maybe I'm like leaning on a desk and I got the logo digitally to my side and I'm holding the beer. Someone suggested that, a buddy of mine that helps produce the show. So we'll see.
You are the most arrogant person about the least important thing that I think I've seen in a while. Except for myself. I used to blog about science fiction novels, and I was pretty proud of that.
That's right. What's the name of the blog?
I never put my face on it.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, shoot. Gosh. Mostly because of the overt racism.
yeah, definitely. Speaking of which, this stuff with the fast food thing. Have you seen all the memes about Trump giving Clemson the fast food dinner for their national championship? By the way, the celebration, as they were saying, like Taco Bell's going to pay for all the food. And
my wife put forth a pretty good point about that. Like, fast food is tasty when you go to the fast food restaurant, but you leave it sitting on a table for as long as they would have had to arrange it after having bought it. That was probably really, really nasty.
Yeah, the cheese was probably like plastic looking, and that's if he paid extra for the cheese. He paid out of his own pocket, so
So you and I both went to college, right?
I mean, I think I did.
Yeah, there were times when I felt college-y, and I'm sure that we both had Taco Bell at one point or another, and we've both had at least one taco sitting around for like until the morning. Then you eat it.
It's still good, kind of.
It's like, well, no, it's like chewing taco-flavored gum.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
So that's what the football players got. And I'm not sure what football players they were, but I'm sure that they were. Like, I'm not a sports guy. Sorry.
Clemson. They beat Physics Alabama guy. National championship. And usually it's a nice reception and like nice food by the White House staff. But with most of the White House staff on furlough, Daddy had to make some compromises and order out.
Well, being a child of divorce myself, I understand.
That's the joke that I made to someone. I was like,
really?
Guys, yeah. Now, granted, this is with a buddy of mine that he's made jokes of that nature also as a divorced child. So it's actually a running joke, but
I'm just kind of surprised that you have more friends than me.
Yeah, there you go. No, we were talking about like it was like guy ordered like a divorced dad on a weekend when he's got to work at the same time. That's kind of what it was.
By the way, I do not disparage fathers. My goodness.
Yeah, not at all.
My dad worked so gosh darn hard to bring me up wrong, and I love him with all of my heart. It's just like, oh my goodness.
Any single parent for that matter.
Yeah.
Especially because I know a number of friends that grew up with single parents, but also a lot of our students have single parents. So nothing but respect, 100%. Just, got to throw a little pop culture fade.
Funny things are funny.
Funny things are funny. So you got to be careful nowadays. Even comedians are scared that everything's going to be taken. But no, yeah, Taco Bell's going to pay for the wall. It was my favorite meme that I saw. I didn't even think about that. The fact that they're sitting out in those little trays, complete garbage. But like, apparently someone in Chicago, so shout out, offered. You can burp on the podcast. It's
all fine.
No,
I can do it on cue.
There you well, I don't know about that one.
It's a superpower.
Yeah, some would call it that. No, some Chicago restaurant owner, though, was she was like, if you guys want, I can give you an actual celebratory dinner the way that it should be done, like nicely catered and stuff. So that was nice. Also, good publicity for a business. I don't know what it is. She's not paying me, so I'm not going to say it, but
hopefully it's not like a oil change place.
Yeah, right. Well, even still, that might be an upgrade from, stale McDonald's and Taco. He said it was great American food. And of course, the guys were hype about it. Like, yeah, we got all this, like, well, yeah, I mean, it tastes good, but it's garbage food. Like, don't take them being like, let's not piss this guy off as, oh, they approve of this.
I hadn't heard any of the reactions from the football players about that.
Sorry, quick mic adjustment. I haven't either, really. Apparently there was a quarterback that someone misquoted him, but I don't know enough about it. And by the time this comes out, it'll have been a week. So we'll see.
As a side note, I suppose a disclaimer: we've both been drinking before we started this thing.
Yeah, we're not the experts.
No,
may claim to be, but no.
This is proper classroom brew, not like last time when you had
one drink.
half of a drink.
Speaking of which, great segue. What are you drinking right now, Adam, for this episode?
Like right now?
Like right now. Well,
at the moment?
What we start with, too? I forgot about that.
So let's see here. I walked in here. I had some sort of German beer with a stopper in it, which was wonderful.
There you go.
I love my German beers.
This looks familiar, the one that you've got right over here.
Oh, it does. But I'll get to that. After that, I had, let's see here. I had like Foster's because it's Australian for beer.
Australian. I just did an accent. Last episode, it was cringy.
What?
So the next Embark workshop is going to be a guy's going to come with animals. I was like, I want to touch some animals, mate. Like, it's terrible. It's brutal. I'm not doing the whole episode in that accent. It's terrible. But, all right, so your next drink.
Okay, you're really bad at that.
It's terrible. It's hard to, try to say no in an Australian accent. It's really hard. It's like, no. It's really hard.
But just, no.
No, it's not. It's definitely not it. No, if it comes easy, it's not right.
All right, that's true.
Life
then
lesson.
I had Sapporo, and now I'm back drinking the same thing that I drank last time on the podcast, Hams. Hams Tall Boys.
There it is.
It's just it's a really solid domestic beer that's not, around every place.
Sure.
I like it a lot.
Might as well. Well,
and what are you drinking?
Well, so last time you made me a vodka concoction. That's probably why I was struggling. It was like vodka and squirt. Tasted good. It's just the sugar. This time,
yeah, because now you've changed it up.
Yeah, right. This time also still sugary, but it's some Malibu rum mixed with some root beer, and it tastes like a root beer float. So I'd recommend it. I really would.
To any 16-year-olds who would like to try drinking for the first time.
After you've had your first Smirnoff Ice, you jump to the Malibu and the root beer, and then you are set to go. No, it's not bad. It's not bad. But, yeah. Now, how was this week for you, though? It's Friday. Literally came right from the school. We were in Adam's movie I'm going to just call it your movie studio, even though it's just a movie area. But right now it's being used as the Classroom Brew Studio.
It's the movie bar. It's the movie bar, but it's the Classroom Brew Studio 2.
Road Studio, which, by the way, our studio is moving pretty soon, so that's exciting. But anyways, how was this week?
3 people. This week. Let's see here. This week.
Gonna be famous.
Gotta talk about this week. Gotta cut this bit out because I gotta think about what I did this week.
It's staying in, all of it.
There were things. There were things that I did.
I mean, I would hope so.
I did a thing. So I had my students do rockets.
Okay, you need a little more context here. Is this explosive?
Oh, well, sometimes.
Balloons, right?
Yeah, balloon rockets. I had them launch balloons from their tables to the ceiling using balloons.
How many
talking
failed?
About
How many
kinetic energy, potential energy, forces. Every single person succeeded.
Nice. Nailed it.
Every single person.
Nice.
So you got to have a day to plan.
Okay. This is the physics teacher, by the way, just context.
Thank you.
Hey, some people would be like, I don't know, it's just science class, but... So day to plan.
Yep, day to plan. Write out, you have to build it on paper before you build it physically. The whole thing was cased in the idea of like space tourism. The idea that people are taking rich people up to space. And that sort of thing is going to be happening soon, and it's kind of happening now.
Yeah, you're writing a grant for that, right? For the kids to go up soon? What? I don't know. Elon Musk, I feel like he could help us out. Give Chance the Rapper a call. Hey.
Yeah, it's true. That being said, money might be better put to use in, getting you a better mic setup. Or,
there it is, yeah.
Some
sort of... Well, don't you know social studies? They don't want to spend money on social studies.
That's true. That's true.
That guy.
It's a garbage subject anyway. But anyway, let's circle back. So taking people up, the idea, the minimum that they had to do was launch these balloons to the ceiling. But the winner in the class is the team, the quote corporation. I'm doing air quotes on an audio podcast.
He's doing air quotes, everybody. He's doing air quotes.
Yep, it happened. The winner is the person who hauled the most mass up to the ceiling.
Okay.
There were certain students who just put one balloon on a straw and launched it to the ceiling. And that was it.
Nailed it.
And that's all that you
had
to do. That's
what you asked, yeah.
Yep, that's all that you had to do. You got your 50% of your grade, other than the 25% to design it and the 25% for the post-lab.
Okay.
But the winner got glory. The winner was the winner of the whole class, and they're going to get their name put up in the room, their team name, for the rest of the year. And you'd think, not, like who cares?
No,
who cares, right? But you put that thought in there and you express it correctly. You say glory, you say pride in the right way. And my God, they were like piranha.
Right. Well, what were some of the team names? Like, do you have like...
I don't have a list.
Cardi B Twerkers. Like, is that a team name that you got to worry about?
I got that over my teaching up in the suburbs.
Yeah, I
got that.
Those.
Mostly in our school, people use their own names because that's their pride. We have a lot of personal pride, so they make their company names out of their names.
Sure, just a combination. Isn't that what NSYNC did? It was just their initials or some shit. Same thing, just with our kids.
So I'm older than you, and I have no clue because I don't listen to crap.
Hey, I think I was in first grade, so that's... I knew it because I had 4 other sisters, so that's my...
And I would not have hung out with you in first grade.
Definitely not. Because you would have been... How old?
I don't know.
Well, how old are you in first grade? Jesus.
Who
you
cares?
are, what, 7 or 8? So you would have been...
I still don't want to hang out with you
17?
now knowing that you listen to NSYNC.
Pop.
But still, the company name gets to be the winner, and they were going at each other. And the thing is, you could launch your spacecraft on that day as many times as you want. You can't change your design, right? Because there was a whole day that I dedicated to them trying to build up their rockets and change them and haul as much mass as they could. So that was their day to change their design. The day that they got graded on going to the ceiling was the day that they couldn't change their design, but they could add or subtract any mass that they wanted from their vehicle.
Okay.
So if your design was successful and it got up there, you could put more mass on there. If it wasn't and you overestimated how well your craft would do, then you could take some off. But with the successful designs, many teams started competing against each other, launching the same rockets that they designed, hauling more stuff up and up and up.
Sure.
And especially with third period and first period, they were like, even after the bell rang, they wanted to stick around and keep launching.
I bet.
And keep trying to win. Third period was too close to call. I had to bring it
what's the
scale.
apparatus look like? What can we expect? Because I mean, we're not doing a video podcast on this one, but is it just like is it a balloon or what is the whole structure for the most part?
All right.
Or I guess the trends of structures because they got to design it, right?
Right. So essentially, think of this: when you blow up a balloon, don't tie it, but just let it go. It goes all over the room, right? It explodes and it flies around and it goes everywhere.
Did you practice that sound effect too?
I've done it a couple of times to describe this exact effect.
I was saying in your class, right? I don't know.
Yeah. But let's say you tie a string from a table to the ceiling, and then you thread a straw inside that string so that the string is inside of the straw.
Got it.
You attach the balloon to the straw. The balloon suddenly becomes a rocket pointing only down. The string is kind of like your guidance system.
Sure.
So since the thread is threaded through the straw and the balloon's attached to it, the only thing that you really need to do is take this balloon, let it go, and it's going to fly up to the ceiling using the string as a guidance system. Everybody had their own string. Everybody had a straw attached to their balloon.
At every single table. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that was the minimum that you had to do. Just tape a balloon to a string and get it to the ceiling. But
sure,
you also have to haul passengers up there, just like you would if you were running a company, trying to get rich people up to space.
There you go.
Right?
Or hot air balloon.
Now you need a balloon, as many balloons as you want. And I also had like the long make a poodle out of a balloons.
Okay.
I had those too. You have all the balloons that you want and all the mass that you want, and you get to choose what you haul up there and shoot as much mass as you can up to the ceiling. Compete against your fellow students. Whoever wins doesn't get more points.
Nice
just
friendly
glory.
competition. Yeah, there's glory. That's all it takes. Yep. Well, I was worried initially when you said the glory and the team names up there. We went on the trip to the music place. Remember, I went on the food field trip, and then you went on the music one, and then we switched, even though you switched out of it.
Yep. Never got any food.
The name, great food. Sorry.
Brought me nothing. I brought you a sandwich during. Hey, call back to the last episode. I brought you a sandwich during. What do you call it? Fucking report card pickup.
There it is.
What'd you bring me?
Glory.
Dick. You brought me dick. No, I'm using dick as like the, what do you call it? The synonym for vacuum.
Nothing. Vacuum. Or nothing. Do you know what they guessed on their, or they came up with on their team name though? Well, one of them was gonna be, the one they came up with was Tummy Ticklers, which sounds awful because it's cringy, but it could have been O-Block, like o'clock, O-Block, Bang Bang. Not on that one. Another one was going to be Tummy Pimp Ticklers. I vetoed that one. They tried. At least we went through a democratic process here. O-Block Bang Bang made it to second place, and I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, I don't know if I can handle this. Tummy Ticklers was obviously the one that won, and then one student, let's just name it, his name was Bob, It was Bob's Bitches. And the people at the field trip, they somehow were like okay with it. And I was like, why are you writing it on the board? Like, don't put it on the board. It's not an option. So that was their option. So
that reminds me. I run a lot of Kahoot quizzes.
Okay.
And we run them as teams, and you get to veto bad names.
Oh, yeah.
And I run these contingent on the fact that we can actually run them, so people need to, shut up so we can do stuff.
Sure.
But another thing that you do every time that you put in a bad Kahoot name, like an inappropriate one,
sure,
I can cancel that.
Yeah.
There's becoming a culture in one of my classrooms where people are just putting in names of porn websites. So you've got the Pornhub.
Oh, Jesus.
And then the Motherless. And then X Hamster.
Is this some...
just over and over and over again, but it's not the same person. They are doing it because they know that I know what those are. So
Jesus.
the more that I... Because I'm sure that eventually they end up with a porn website name or a porn star name that I don't know. But every time that I X out one of those things that
then they're like,
ostensibly innocuous name.
Sure. Well, I mean, if it says it in the name of the site, that's pretty obvious.
You see, now I'm outing myself here.
Let's take it to a dark place.
Yep.
Wow, that sucks, though.
No, it doesn't
That'd be
suck.
Uncomfortable.
It's hilarious to me. It's just...
Sure, I guess in the outside context. I guess it's a callback, even though that's a way long time ago, episode 2. We were just talking about episode titles, airdrop porn. That's a nice little callback.
Oh, yeah.
You want to do a refill break?
I need to fill something.
Let's do a refill break. Let's do it.
Sorry, I just hit your mic. Do you need me to test again?
No. So we're back. Refill break. What do you have this time now? I picked it for you, but what's the name of it?
Let me... okay.
Looks like a local...
18th Street Brewery's Psychedelic Lines. It's an IPA. I'm not an IPA guy, to be honest with you, but I don't know.
Looks good, though. It smelled good. Like,
every so often, you drink what you're not used to, just to do something different. Right? If you're sitting around drinking the same thing every day, day after day, what are you doing with your life?
Plus, even if I had just this, like the entire, like if I went out for like a nice 6-hour bar crawl or something like that, and this is all I drank, I would go insane.
Yeah.
And also probably vomit.
Yeah.
So that's just me, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you go to a bar, don't sit down and drink the same thing over and over again. You could get the same experience at home. So go experience new stuff.
The best part is people are probably listening to this either at work or on their way to work. That's probably what it is. Yeah.
Well, I think we need to open this up. I think people need to listen to this podcast at bars.
There you go.
Order something new. Order something weird. Order something with gin in it, because I know none of you drink gin anymore. Or you're 60 years old and you are drinking gin.
All right. So this was episode 71 of Classroom Brew. If you haven't already, rate and review whatever app you're listening to. If you also haven't checked out the video podcasts, we're on YouTube. I think 68 and 70 were full-length video podcast episodes. If you want more exclusive content, you can check out patreon.com/classroombrew. That's patreon.com/classroombrew.
I have an exit ticket for you.
This guy's doing GRR.
For you and
on the
all
podcast.
Of your listeners. So, shots? Yes?
All right, for the exit ticket.
Yes, indeed.
Whew. What's the cat on this shot glass for?
Oh,
I'll spin it so you can kind of see it. I don't want to.
Yes. This is the shot into space, shot glass set. They have.
Oh, you showed me this last time, I think.
Yes. They have animals featured on them that were shot into space. The cat that you have there is Felice. That's Felice? Felicite. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, and I apologize.
To the
Kitty
cat.
shot glass. But That's the cat that the French.
That's so sad. That's basically a death sentence for those cats.
Well, she
just
had
out
all
there.
sorts of things put into her head. I don't know if they returned her okay. I know that Laika, the Russian dog, was not returned safely. But in any case,
Exit
your
ticket.
exit ticket.
All right.
Not only you, but all of your listeners.
It's probably on their way to work or at work themselves.
Yeah, you know what? If you're listening to this, pull over, take a shot.
Jeez.
Ladies and
That
gentlemen,
said, do not drink and drive. Be responsible. All right. Ready?
class dismissed.
Whew.